It was 2 days before graduation from Royal Military College, and I was excited. My parents arrived, and my mom was speaking to me in a way as only a mother can do, very gently, and she was letting me know some news. She explained to me that a close personal relative had been found guilty of sexual abuse of children. When my mother told me that, several things happened. Right away, there were some steel doors that slammed shut in my mind. And a little voice said to me, "That didn't happen to us. That never happened, and if it did happen, it certainly didn't affect me." And thus began a 15-year period of complete and total denial. My life moved on. I got married to a beautiful young lady, spent 4 years in the Navy, and then entered the life insurance business. The life insurance business and I went very well together. We had a small family. I understood the need. People seemed to like the way I dealt with them, and I set records for the province of Nova Scotia. Later, I was asked to speak in different provinces about how did I do that? What was my secret? Follow that up, I was asked to be manager in Thunder Bay, Ontario. We accepted, and as a manager in Thunder Bay, our branch was amongst the top 10 every year. So things looked really, really good on the outside, but on the inside, I was crumbling. On the inside, I had started to look at pornography. Cracks were starting to appear in my very spirit and fiber. I was moody. I was angry. I was controlling and manipulative. I had a complete lack of social boundaries. Eventually, one thing piled on the other, and I had a complete meltdown. Management and I parted ways, and I proceeded to enroll in a support group to seek help. No longer was I in complete denial. Obviously, there were some things that had happened. In a support group consisting of men who had not been abusive but had been abused, I learned that many of the other people there had the same issues that I did. To a man, they were all addicted to alcohol, drugs, or pornography in an attempt to numb out their pain. Following the completion of those 13 weeks, and with the support of a tremendous family, I re-entered the life insurance business, and things went incredibly well. Our little business grew and grew and grew. Referrals came from people I never dreamed of. I worked on cases larger than I ever imagined would be humanly possible. And as the business grew and our life became more solid, everything seemed to be exactly on course. But inside, in my heart, there was still a lot of pain. One day, I looked at pornography again. And pornography had been waiting for me, doing push-ups. And I spiraled lower and lower and lower. And then I started having massage with happy endings. Pretty soon, I became so full of self-hatred and self-venom that I wanted to end my life. It was in Central America where there was a turning point. We had a winter home in Central America, and I was taking my niece, and we were going with 7 other tourists we didn't know in a van to see Lake Atitlan, high up in the mountains. After a 3-hour drive, probably 10 minutes out of our destination, that van left the highway at 60 miles an hour and completely flipped. When I woke up, everybody in that van had been hurt and was bleeding. The only one that was not hurt was myself. We spent time in the hospital. Wounds got stitched. Bones got reset. Spleens got x-rayed. Later we returned to Antigua, Guatemala, and even later, 2 or 3 days later, I was back at it looking for massage with happy ending. This huge turning point in my life where I was completely ready to commit suicide, I was at my all-time low with just that little voice in my head saying, why don't you go to what you read about? So I went to Alcoholics Anonymous, open meeting, and I got up in front of men and women that I didn't know, and I stood up and I proclaimed, I surrender. I turn my life over to God. I cannot control my life. From that point, my life has taken a complete change in direction. Things have happened that I never dreamed were possible. So if you're watching this video and you have pain because of your childhood trauma or because you were abused or because of your addiction, and you want to not have your addiction define you as to who you are, I encourage you to visit my website, www.mikewrenshall.com. I have no training in addictions. All I have is my own journey. I've chronicled it and broken it into parts, and I have an ebook. If I'd have seen that ebook earlier, I think it would have helped me. Thank you.